this is the season finale between these two ball clubs. Robin Ventura's team has won in 2 of the first 3 of this 4-game set. Top of the order is the former Blue Jay Dwayne Wise, who's having a good series. He drove in 4 last night with a home run and an 2-run single. Kevin Youkilis at third base. Adam Dunn in this series has gone 5 for 14. 3 homers, 5 RBIs, and he has scored 3 runs. He's at 399 career home runs as we speak. Alex Rios, AJ Brzezinski, and Alexei Ramirez in the middle of the order. Diane Viciedo moves back to left field. Tyler Flowers gives AJ Brzezinski the night off, and Ray Olmedo makes his first start in this series at second base.
On the mound for the Blue Jays, left-hander Aaron Laffey, 27 years of age, in his 6th season now in the big leagues. Comes in 3-3, 4.72 the ERA, allows just over a hit an inning, while yielding 10 home runs in 61 innings on the season. Laffey's 1-2 over his last 4 starts, with an ERA in that span of 8.18 and a batting average against of 300. So the numbers have been a little rugged lately. Behind him defensively, left to right, Davis, McCoy, and Sierra in the outfield. In the infield, Echeverria, Escobar, Johnson, and Cooper. Mathis behind the dish as Aaron Laffey tries to get things straightened out. And we highlight Yunel Escobar, who's been awfully good, second in fielding percentage in the American League among shortstops, second best with the range factor as well.
So Aaron Laffey is set, coming off a start against the Yankees. Took the loss against New York on Saturday. Misses with the first pitch to Dwayne Wise. Regular leadoff batter Alejandro Diaz is out of the lineup tonight, so Wise moves up. Those are his numbers between the Yankees and the White Sox. Goes after that high pitch. It's a ball and a strike. Wise playing in his 4th game since coming back to Chicago. Got a mini 4-game hit streak. 4 RBIs in the game last night, as we mentioned. He also struck out twice. He had a single, a 2-run homer, and a couple of Ks. Just missed downstairs with that changeup. 2-1.
It's a great location. You'd like to be there all night long and get some of those calls.
Ball is hammered toward right. Sierra is back. He gets there and makes a running catch. 1 down.
And now time for our scouting report, brought to you by Home Hardware. Homeowners helping homeowners. Aaron Laffey has both fastballs, 2 and 4 seams that generally need to be kept down. Unlike that last pitch, his change is his next best pitch, followed by his cutter and slider, and can be effective when he's down overall.
So 1 out. Kevin Youkilis will step in. Youkilis playing his 42nd game for the White Sox. Came from Boston just about a month and a half ago, and he's done a good job. He's stabilized the third base position, both defensively and in the lineup. There's a strike. It's a ball and a strike. Youkilis last night really set the table for Adam Dunn. He got hit by a pitch in those 7. The first 2 reached against Ricky Romero. There's a hot shot up the middle. Escobar can't hang on to it. He got to it. It was going to be a tough play, but in an effort to grab it and spin around, the ball came out of his glove. It should be a base hit, but they gave him an error. Boy, that's a tough error.
That's a very tough error. That's terrific range to get to this ball, and Yunel generally comes up with it cleanly. That's hard to figure how that's an E. Talked about the fact that Yunel is second best in the American League in fielding percentage among shortstops, and with that range factor in there, well, that's a tough E to pick up on the early part of the ball game.
Yeah, I don't think that's an error at all. 1 out. Youkilis at first, and the red hot Adam Dunn steps in. Youkilis is not going to run in this situation. I can guarantee you that. Adam Dunn has hit 3 home runs in this series. He and Josh Hamilton are tied atop the American League with 34 homers. Laffey finds that outside corner. Dunn is 0 for 5 against Aaron Laffey, and he's struggled over his last 15 games. But that's the story of his career. He's a very streaky hitter. And as we have seen, he's streaky with the home runs right now.
It's been a streak-filled season at 34 bombs.
Laffey's ahead 0-2. Trying to get him to chase that fastball upstairs.
That fastball above the letters is effective trying to pick up the strikeout. The fastball from mid-thigh on up above the belt buckle, not effective when you have just this limited fastball that Aaron Laffey has.
Dunn lays off that outside pitch. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Laffey for the season is 3-3. He's making his 10th start here tonight. It's downstairs. It's a full count. So now with a full count and 1 out, as much as Dunn strikes out, you wouldn't think that Youkilis would be off on this pitch.
Youkilis, a guy that I think typically you'd send only in hit and run scenarios and with a 3-2 count, but 3-2 and 1 out, tough scenario for this guy.
He's not running, and Dunn takes the walk. That's a close pitch. He lays off, and now Dunn walks, and Youkilis reached on the air. First and second, 1 out.
Just watching the elevation generally here with the pitches from Aaron Laffey, it doesn't figure to set up a real good night. He's got to get it down around the knees consistently.
This is a tough lineup for Aaron Laffey. They have hit him hard in the past. Alex Rios has gone 4 for 10. Everybody except Dunn has had some success against Laffey. Alex Rios 1 for 5 with a double in last night's game. Takes one downstairs. Laffey got off to a good start in his last outing up against the Yankees. He retired the Yankees in order in the first. Hit a batter in the second, but still no trouble. Ran into trouble in the fourth. He's in trouble now as he falls behind Alex Rios. Laffey gave up 4 runs on 4 hits in the fourth to the Yankees. It was all set up. A Jason Nix RBI single and then a 3-run home run by Casey McGee. Three and 0.
Pitching from behind is tough even when you have a Brandon Morrow-like fastball. But now for Aaron Laffey, it makes it so tough trying to come back. And there's nowhere to put him. You put Rios on and you load the bases.
And this is what the White Sox are doing right now. They don't have one of their most consistent hitters in the lineup in Paul Konerko. So they'll take a walk and then jump on you as they did last night with 3 home runs. They had a pair of 2-run home runs in the game last night and a 3-run shot off the bat of Adam Dunn. This isn't a team that has been scoring a lot of runs lately. But they are averaging for the season just about 5 runs a game. There's a strike right on the outside corner. Boy, Rios has had a lot of opportunities to size up Aaron Laffey in this at bat.
Gotten a look at the breaking balls that Laffey tried to get ahead on, but had low below the knees. Great location if you're ahead.
Here's the 3-1. Rios hits it on the ground. Escobar goes to second for 1. Back to first. Scooped by Cooper. But Rios legs it out. Keeps the inning alive. Good job by David Cooper to take the low throw. But Alex Rios beat the play at first.
Alex Rios still runs well. But on a ground ball like this, I think you have to think double play. It wasn't the quickest return at second base by Kelly Johnson, and maybe set up by a throw that wasn't ideal.
Aaron Laffey thought they could have called Rios out at first, but you're right. It wasn't a very good pivot at second base. So now A.J. Pierzynski, who's the DH tonight. Pierzynski has been the DH twice in this 4-game series. Laffey with a chance to get out of the inning. Breaking ball down and away. Pierzynski has a couple of home runs against Aaron Laffey. He's gone 3 for 9 in their head-to-head matchups. He's having some season. A .300 average with 23 homers and 67 ribbies.
Five of those home runs coming here in August.
He was fooled by that pitch and fouls it back.
He's put up some very steady months in terms of the home runs. 4 in each of the first 2 months, 4 more in July. He had 6 in June. And like we mentioned, 5 here in the month of August, and still plenty of time left.
He leads all major league catchers with 23 home runs. Ball on the strike, fouls it back. Laffey's ahead. You mentioned Pierzynski has hit 23 home runs. The White Sox have 25 home runs from their catchers. Blue Jays are right there with him. Red Sox have 23. Blue Jays have 22. Jeff Mathis hit his 7th last night. 1-2, 2 outs. Pierzynski hits it into center field. Mike McCoy backpedaling, has room, and Laffey gets out of the inning. Pierzynski flies out to center field. White Sox leave a pair. We're scoreless after the first half inning. J. Davis has done a good job setting the table, top of the order. It's Davis, McCoy, Rasmus, then Yunel Escobar at shortstop moved into the cleanup spot. Cooper, Sierra, Kelly Johnson, Jeff Mathis with his 7th home run last night, and Danny Echeverria starting at third. And you look at Rajai Davis, his career against Francisco Liriano. He's gone 5 for 14 with a pair of doubles. He's going to have to get on for this lineup to score tonight, and Rajai Davis has had some success against the White Sox starter.
And that White Sox starter for the Chicago White Sox, it's left-hander Francisco Liriano, 28 years of age, Dominican-born left-hander in his 8th season, 3-10 in the early part of the year with Minnesota, carries an ERA of 5.35 in 25 games, 20 of those as a starter, strikes out just over a man per inning.
Davis takes the first pitch strike. Liriano was picked up right before the trade deadline and deal with the Minnesota Twins. There's a ball driven toward the gap. Rios gets over, makes the catch. Easy play for the right fielder. One down.
We mentioned the starter Francisco Liriano behind him tonight. For Chicago, left to right in the outfield. Viciedo, Wise, and Rios. Just saw Rios make the play. In the infield, Youkilis, Ramirez, Olmedo, and Dunn. Flowers behind the plate as Pierzynski gets the night off. And we feature Dwayne Wise, the veteran, out there in center field. 34-year-old journeyman can play all three spots in the outfield now in his second stint with the White Sox.
Making his 79th career start in center field. Mike McCoy. He's also starting in center tonight. Liriano's got a good arm. He went through Tommy John surgery a couple years ago with Minnesota. Always been an intriguing left-hander. Bobby Erasmus into the third spot tonight with Encarnacion out. There's his bread and butter pitch. That's the changeup, and McCoy was way out in front. Liriano's never beaten the Blue Jays. He's 0-3. This is his fourth career start against the Jays. First time the Jays have seen him since April 2nd last year. Another ball hit into the outfield. Wise backs up. 2 fly ball outs to start the game.
And that scouting report on Francisco Liriano. Earlier in his career, he had a mid-90s fastball, but now settles between about 88 and 93. His big strikeout pitch, as Buck just said. Historically, it's been the changeup, but he'll also go after the K's with his blend of breaking balls. Good slider, cutter, and curveball on occasions.
Liriano shaking his head at that last pitch. He wasn't happy with the location of that. It was upstairs a bit. Rasmus goes after the first pitch. Dunn wide of first makes a good throw to Liriano. And the Blue Jays go down in order on just 7 pitches. We played an inning here at Rogers Center. It's scoreless.
Blue Jays on Sportsnet. Brought to you by your local independently owned home hardware and building center location. Homeowners helping homeowners.
Obviously, taking it one day at a time. I don't want to give myself any false hopes or give anybody else any false hopes. But according to what I'm feeling now, that should be done this weekend. But again, one day at a time. So today's today, and we'll see how I feel tomorrow.
Jose Bautista talking about rehabbing his injured wrist. He was scheduled to take more batting practice this afternoon after regular BP. Take tomorrow off and get back on the field and hit live batting practice on Saturday and Sunday. And then if all of that goes well, anticipate he'll go out and play a couple of games in the minor leagues. So it's all good news with Bautista and his wrist injury. Hard to imagine he's been out a month now. Alexei Ramirez bunts it foul.
Until you look at what's gone on for the ball club over that month, and it's been a tough go. They may do for a while with Jose out of there, but that lineup is tough to fill in, and Edwin's done a terrific job. John's tried to put everything together as best as possible, but it's been a tough go.
Very difficult to lose the biggest impact bat in your lineup and then bring youngsters up from AAA and expect them to contribute at the same rate. Just won't happen.
We saw a glimpse of Moises Sierra there, guy that really has picked it up very well when he's been in there. But some of the other young guys having the typical tough go.
Tough hop for the third baseman, Echeverria. He throws out Ramirez, one down. Danny Echeverria looks comfortable with the glove in the field, no matter if he's at third base or his normal shortstop position. He is pretty confident with that glove.
It's not an easy play and not an easy switch when you go from shortstop to third. Echeverria just got dealt that fairly sharply hit two hopper, that little second hop that will eat up a third baseman, and he handled it beautifully.
One out. Ryan Viciedo hit his 18th home run last night. A 2-run home run, part of a 5-run 7th inning for Chicago.
Just to continue that conversation a little, the shift from shortstop to third base as Echeverria has been facing, it's not much in terms of footage difference, but you get to play back at shortstop, and typically that second hop or even the third will be nice to handle at shortstop, whereas at third base, unless you're back as Echeverria is right now, that second hop is murder.
There's another hot shot ground ball, and he handles it flawlessly. Echeverria records the first 2 outs here in the second inning.
You get to see the play, and this is one where you get that third hop. That even was a bit of a little short hop. Echeverria just has great hands, and everybody who has seen him in the minor leagues and now on the big league level just raving about what this guy can do defensively.
2 outs. Tyler Flowers making his 30th start behind the plate. Takes one outside. Flowers is now 26 years old. He was acquired by the White Sox from Atlanta in exchange for Boone Logan and Javier Vasquez. Flowers came along with Brett Lillibridge, John Gilmore, and Santos Rodriguez in December of 2008, and he was thought to be the cornerstone of this trade. Proven to be a very viable backup catcher to A.J. Pierzynski. Danny Echeverria is getting tested in all fashions, and he makes a good throw and gets helped by his first baseman, David Cooper. 3 ground ball outs in the second. is back. Every time Toronto hits a home run, you can win big. Audio, home theater systems, and big TVs like an 80-inch Sharp Aquos Quadtron. To enter, visit hitahomerunwithsharp.ca. Danny Echeverria handled all 3 ground balls flawlessly there in the second inning. Playing in his 8th game as a third baseman. New position for him, but he looks very comfortable. Yunel Escobar will start things off against Francisco Liriano. Goes after the first pitch and drives it into right. Rios makes the catch. Liriano's had the ball up in the zone, but so far the Blue Jays haven't really been able to square it up.
David Cooper's been squaring up some balls over the homestand, as we talked about. And, well, overall, he's just done a heck of a job.
David Cooper has 8 extra base hits in the 16 games since he's rejoined the Blue Jays, hitting .293 for the season. He spent about a month with the club back in May. Came up the end of May and stayed until the end of June. He was sent back to the minors. His last 14 games, he's hit very well. A .321 average.
He's also done a nice job with the glove at first base. Came up with a nice pick there to save Echeverria.
Inside, 2-0.
In fact, he's been challenged to pick a couple balls out of the dirt here this evening, this second inning.
Liriano has the confidence to throw that changeup anytime. 2-0, 3-1. It's always been a very good pitch for him and has always been able to get him out of sticky situations.
His big years, healthy arm. He had the mid-90s fastball and the terrific change, a deadly combo.
Go ahead, David Cooper, swing it. Rios looked like he was thinking about going to first. Cooper took a little time to get out of the batter's box. A 1-out single for Cooper. We mentioned Liriano. He came from the Minnesota Twins, and the Twins acquired him in a deal with the San Francisco Giants. It's his 7th big league season. Basically, he's had 2 good seasons, 2006 and 2010. He combined to go 26 and 13. And then for the rest of his career, his ERA is over 5, and he has a losing record, 15 games under 500. Moises Sierra hits one high and deep to left. Viciedo at the wall, watches it sail out of the ballpark. Home run number 2 for Moises Sierra, a 2-run shot.
Now, we said that Moises Sierra has been that one youngster that's been swinging it very well. And his bat, at this moment, I'm not sure how the Blue Jays can keep him out on any given night. He has swung it so well.
His second big league home run. A 2-run shot. Boy, there's another pitch right up out over the plate, and that's where Liriano has been early in this game.
Both pitchers dealing in that zone, and this was a towering drive.
Well, the Las Vegas connection works again. David Cooper's 1-out single, capped off by a 2-run home run by Sierra. Kelly Johnson in a hole 0-2. Johnson hit a home run last night, a 3-run shot to tie the game up in the 6th. Made it 4-4. Takes a called third strike, another slider, and Johnson strikes out. So now there are 2 outs. Blue Jays have taken a 2-0 lead. David Cooper with a single to right, and Moises Sierra a 2-run home run to left. Jeff Mathis, the catcher. Good rip at that high fastball.
There's the heat up at 95, and I don't think Liriano has that as a regular part of his arsenal anymore, but tonight throwing it pretty hard.
Probably a little aggravated after that 2-run homer.
Very likely.
Ground ball deep and short. Ramirez throws quickly, and Mathis beats it out. Jeff Mathis with an infield hit. He runs well, and Ramirez knew it. He threw quickly on the run, and Mathis beat it out.
Catchers don't get a lot of those infield hits, but you put one in this spot and you smell it before you leave the box, and you know you got to go. This throw very close if handled by Adam Dunn.
Third hit of the inning. Liriano had a quick 1-2-3 first inning, and then retired the first batter this inning, and then he's running into trouble. Echeverria fouls it off the end of the bat. Danny 136. He's trying to get his feet on the ground here in the big leagues.
Trying to learn the English language as well, talking with him before the game, and he feels like he's coming along quite a bit. There's some room for growth. What a great changeup. I asked him if he, like the kids of any of my teammates through the years, the Hispanic kids, they learn the English way faster than mom and dad by watching cartoons. I asked him if he watched cartoons, and that word wasn't part of the repertoire yet.
0-2, 2 outs. Upstairs with the fastball. Medeny's in his third professional season. Started out his Blue Jays career in Dunedin in 2010, and he was bumped up to Double-A. Last year split time between Double-A and Triple-A, and this year started out in Triple-A. Change up, he gets a piece of. Brian Butterfield, the third base coach, makes a nice play down there. He's preaching all the time to his infielders how you have to have soft hands, and there's a pretty good example of it. Now he's got to find a kid to give the ball to.
Just receive that baseball.
1-2. There goes Mathis. Ball is bounced toward third. That's a fair ball. Euclid on the run in time to end the inning. Good play by Kevin Euclid. But the Blue Jays on 3 hits take a 2-0 lead. The big swing in the inning, a 2-run home run by Moises Sierra. It came with 1 out. His second big league home run of his career. 2-0 Jays. Schneider's Grillums. The next Summer Fan Friday will take place tomorrow when the Blue Jays welcome in the Texas Rangers. It starts at 7:07 p.m. Come on down early and enjoy the pregame festivities happening outside Gate 10 starting at 4:30 p.m. There's a licensed area, live music, fun, interactive games, and one lucky fan will win the Honda motorcycle. So call the Blue Jays at 416-341-1234 or log on to BlueJays.com. Ray Olmedo starting at second base tonight. Beckham gets another night off. Well, Robin Ventura is trying to get everybody involved. And Olmedo making his first start at second. When the White Sox acquired Francisco Liriano, they sent Eduardo Escobar to Minnesota. And Robin Ventura really liked what Escobar brought to the ball club. First, the guy could play the infield positions and give him some backup in the outfield if necessary. He felt like that's kind of a void they really haven't overcome. Escobar was a good backup for Youkilis at third, and right now they don't have a capable replacement.
Seems like that guy would be easy to find, but they're not easy. The guy that can play all around the infield.
Olmedo strikes out. Good fastball inside, and Laffey picks up his first strikeout of the night. Here's a guy that can play third, short, second.
Question is, how much longer?
Probably just about 6 weeks.
It's starting to look that way.
Yeah. He said this is it. This is his final season. Dwayne Wise squares to bunt and takes the ball.
It's going to be hard, I would think. I am sure he's thought it out for some seasons now, but he's going to be within 100 and some odd hits. And I'm talking about 20s or 30s at the most of that 3,000 mark. Sounds like Omar has the feeling that he might have a chance to manage soon in the big leagues.
Well, he wants to manage. There's no question about that. And he believes that the last few years, for sure, he's been paying attention, watching managers he's played for, trying to pick up on what they do and how they run a ball game. And he has said, yeah, I want to manage. There's no question about that. And he would just as soon not go to the minor leagues and do it. He wants to do it right in the big leagues, a la Robin Ventura.
Well, he's got the qualifications as a player. He's been one of the exceptional ones.
Laffey falls behind Dwayne Wise 3-0. Wise hits this one high and deep to right. Sierra on the run at the wall. Home run, Wise. Dwayne Wise homers for a second consecutive game. Robin Ventura looks like a genius bringing Wise in here for the White Sox and putting him right in the leadoff spot. He drove in 4 last night. He gets the White Sox on the board with his 5th home run of the season.
Pretty easy to get a good swing on this pitch. Just left up right through the heart of the plate, and you can't be surprised as a pitcher when you leave that pitch and see it hit out.
Take a look at the inside the numbers, and Wise batting for a second time against Aaron Laffey. First time through the order, and he has no problem. 194 average, but boy, it jumps dramatically. Second time the hitters get a look at Aaron Laffey in his starts. His ERA on 4 days rest is over 6 as well. Kevin Youkilis takes one on the outside corner. He thought it was outside. You can tell by his reaction.
You don't think that was a smile of happiness?
He did a good job of tempering his reaction. Let's see if he has the same reaction now that Brian Knight has called a strike on him. Now he's got a battle. It's 1-2. Laffey's ahead.
Strike 3 called. Now we're going to see what he really thinks of that pitch.
David Rackley, the home plate umpire, calls a fastball on the outside corner, and Youkilis thought it was away.
This is one of those pitches, bottom of the strike zone, bottom of the knees, outside edge. Did it catch the corner? Was it high enough? Kevin Youkilis didn't think in either case it was. You could see it was very close. And as a pitcher, that's exactly what you want to do.
Adam Dunn checks his swing and goes too far, according to Mark Wegner down at third.
Is it high enough? Yeah, there is a bottom of the knees. That baseball has the chance at the bottom of the knees just like it does on the corners of the plate.
Kevin Youkilis still biting his tongue.
I'm just not sure that he's convinced.
1-2 to Adam Dunn.
As we've seen how Youkilis can react here in the series last night with a throw from Pierzynski to third base on a stolen base situation. Youkilis felt that he was not supposed to cover the bag. Pierzynski threw the ball nonetheless. It resulted in an error and a run, and looked like the two guys were about ready to become more familiar with each other in the dugout for a moment.
They had a little discussion about it. 1-2, 2 outs.
Strike 3 called.
How about Aaron Laffey? Strikes out the side, but gives up a solo home run to Dwayne Wise. Gets done looking at a fastball. Blue Jays hold on to a 1-run lead. In the TV Comfort Zone are members of Canada's Olympic rowing team. The TV Comfort Zone, courtesy of TD. And we want to say congratulations to the rowing team. Had a great showing in London during the 2012 Olympics, and welcome home. And looks like you're all prepared to catch a foul ball, and they are paying attention. Rajay Davis goes after the first pitch and lifts a lazy fly ball into left. Sieta was there. First down to the bottom of the third. There were 5 home runs hit in the game last night. Well, we've already had 2 hit here tonight. Of course, the Blue Jays really don't have the majority of their home run hitters healthy. But the good news is it sounds like we're going to get Brandon Morrow, Brett Laurie, and possibly Jose Bautista back on the next road trip. That road trip will begin on Tuesday night in Detroit, followed by a series in Baltimore, then on to New York. So hopefully, if everything continues to go the way it has for Bautista, he should be back. There's a possibility that Brett Laurie will rejoin the ball club over this weekend. And Brandon Morrow is going to make his final rehab start on Sunday and then join the Blue Jays, possibly in Baltimore. He'll probably join the Blue Jays after that rehab started and make his first start against the Orioles. 1-2. McCoy takes a pitch outside.
Yeah, as good as Jose Bautista's power numbers and run production has been this season, I never have felt like he's totally had the stroke together like certainly the first half last year when he was just off the charts. And love to see him be able to use the remainder of the season to find that stroke again and just be that dominant guy.
Mike McCoy is caught looking at an inside fastball. He strikes out. That's the second strikeout for Liriano. Second out of the inning.
Liriano tries to work that inside edge. Better be hacking with a couple of strikes. Certainly right there around the belt buckle and not high. Likely gets the plate.
And McCoy talking that pitch over with Jeff Mathis. Kobe Erasmus, the DH for a second consecutive game. Last night he finished up 0 for 5 with 4 strikeouts. Rasmus left the game on Friday night against the Yankees. Came out of the ball game late, feeling that groin problem again. Made his first start last night. Now Farrell will give him a few games at the DH spot before he puts him back in center field. 3-1.
Let's assume that happens in the next 3, 4, 5 days. What do you do with Anthony Gose? There's really not much reason to send him back down for a week or so, is there?
Doesn't look like it, and this ball has popped up. Olmedo calling for it in fair ground, makes the catch. The inning is over. So after giving up 2 runs in the second, Francisco Liriano has a clean third. Blue Jays down in order. Hey fans, every time Toronto hits a home run in the 4th inning, a lucky winner will take home a Sharp home theater system, including audio soundbar, Blu-ray player, and Aquos LCD TV. To enter, visit hitahomerunwithsharp.ca. Sharp, big is too small a word for it. 2-1 ball game. Alex Rios takes the first pitch strike from Aaron Laffey. Laffey had 3 strikeouts in the 3rd inning. Also gave up a solo home run to Dwayne Wise.
Alex Rios hits one high and deep to left. Rajai Davis on the track in front of the wall. Has room, makes the catch. Rios just missed it.
Tell me Rajai's not thinking, if that ball had just gone another 5-6 feet so I could get up on that wall again.
Had one of the best catches we've ever seen at this ballpark. Taking a home run away from Casey McGee.
There you go. You want me on that wall. You need me on that wall.
1 out. A.J. Pierzynski flied out to center his first time up. A.J. went 2 for 5 last night with a double and he scored a pair. Pierzynski currently has a 16-game hit streak. That's tied for the longest hit streak of his career. He also had a 16-gamer back in 2002. Got jammed on that one, and Cooper will shovel it to Laffey. Pierzynski is retired. 2 quick outs.
Aaron Laffey's starting to settle in a bit, getting the ball down a little more consistently, changing speeds well. And he's got to be able to do that to have success on a consistent basis.
Shortstop Alexei Ramirez grounded to third base back in the 2nd. Cutter just missed inside.
This guy
Echeverria, he made all 3 plays in that 2nd inning.
What's he thinking right about now? I like playing here. I can handle this. Or is he thinking, boy, the hitting side of this game up here is awfully tough?
Well, you'd hope to think he's not worried about hitting right now.
Yeah.
Manning a new position, playing at third base.
Talked to Brian Butterfield about him, and Brian just almost can't say enough in terms of the abilities this young man possesses.
Changeup missed the outside corner. 2 balls and a strike, 2 outs. We are in the top of the 4th inning. Blue Jays have a 2-1 lead. Home runs have accounted for all 3 runs. A 2-run shot by Sierra for the Blue Jays, and Dwayne Wise has hit a solo home run. 3-1.
Run into some pitchers through the years, that little gap between the fingers on the glove where you could almost see the fingers in the ball, and guys would be so concerned that maybe hitters were looking at that and picking up a pitch. The fingers on top, are they on the side?
Says pop back over the screen and out of play. I was always looking for any kind of information.
Yeah.
See some wide of the baseball. Maybe when he turned it in a different direction, all you could see was the seam.
So I say, if you can see the fingers and they're on the top of the baseball, sometimes you figure out that that's always a fastball. If they get to the side, it's a slider or a curveball. Tough to see, but you'll find guys looking at little things like that a lot.
3-2. This is popped up and playable. Shallow center field. McCoy coming in, calls for it, makes the catch. Aaron Laffey has done a good job. He's settled down nice. He sets down the White Sox in order in the 4th. will take on the Texas Rangers. The game starts at 1:07 p.m. Special kids price tickets in the 200 and 500 level outfield seats. After the game, kids 14 and under can run the bases just like the pros. Call the Blue Jays for tickets at 416-341-1234. You can also log on to BlueJays.com or stop by most Rogers Plus locations. Untitled Escobar popped out to right his first time up. Mariano evens the count at a ball and a strike. Well, that's a good changeup. Looks like a fastball coming out of his hand. You anticipate fastball velocity, and big parachute slows it down.
My comment always is on the changeup, find a grip you like, that you trust, and throw it as hard as you can. Let the grip take the speed off. Don't slow it down with your arm. And when you give that perception to the hitter, he's going to be swinging at that fast arm.
About when they had Liriano and Johan Santana in the same rotation. Yeah. It's talking to yourself.
Think you're going to get a few changeups in that series?
Escobar with a full count. You're now leading off the fourth inning. Edwin Encarnacion out of the lineup tonight. Banged himself up pretty good last night, trying to make a catch, and actually made the catch. But when his momentum took him into foul ground, he fell upon the warning track. Ball popped out of his glove. He tried to go this afternoon, tried to take some swings, but overall shoulder problems. Left side was sore, and just felt like he couldn't go. Breaking ball. Big hop to the shortstop, Ramirez. One down. So both these pitchers have settled down a bit. Liriano had a rough second inning. A one-out base hit and a two-run home run by Moises Sierra. Overall, Blue Jays had 3 hits in that inning. Aaron Laffey has given up just 1 hit, but it left the ballpark. Solo home run to Dwayne Wise. Do you like the Liriano acquisition for Chicago as far as their pennant hopes?
Well, it would seem to deepen their rotation. They're already a team that I think can pitch well. Just like any other team, you've got injuries that you're always dealing with. But yeah, I think he's a guy that, I mean, he could be very valuable, not only getting to the postseason, but having success once you're there.
2-1. Cooper goes after that pitch down and away. Yeah, I think it just gives you another arm. He's 28 years old. He's had success in the past. And he's a guy that's pitched for a contending team in Minnesota. So he knows what that's all about. Right now, he just like to put a W on the column. And here he puts a K on the board as he strikes out David Cooper. So Moises Sierra will step in the box with 2 outs back into the second inning. Man on, 1 out.
Moises Sierra gets one waist high, inner third, and that means take your hack. Towering drive just got out, but just getting out is just as good as second take, and Moises Sierra now with 2 bombs on the career.
Got out in front of that pitch, and he falls behind 0-1.
Starting to look like a big league hitter. Looks like he's ready to play here.
Well, the first trip through the league is the easiest one. That second one, when people see you, have an idea what you're all about, that's when you really got to make adjustments. And the true same for your first full season. And they always say that sophomore season is the one that's full of adjustments. Puts this ball in play. Euclid at third. Throws him out. Liriano has another good inning. Liriano has retired 7 in a row. We've played 4 innings. It's a 2-1 game. Now it's time for a Blue Jays Central update. Here's Jamie Campbell from the Blackberry Broadcast Studio. Jays, where DJ Davis, #1 pick this last June. Over his last 10 games, he's hit just .222, but his on-base percentage is a very impressive .364. 7 hits in his last 10 games, and 6 of those have been extra base hits. Big number in my mind, his age. Just 18 years old, getting a fresh start to his professional career.
Not easy to get off to great starts as an 18-year-old, but put those tools together and extra base hits, and pretty soon start looking like a ball player.
Viciedo goes too far. Chase that high changeup. It's ball and a strike. Laffey has set down 5 straight. This is a line drive left field, and this ball is gone. Viciedo, his second home run of the series, home run number 19 for the White Sox left fielder, and just like that, we are tied at 2.
This ball wasted no time getting out of here, and it kept going right on that back wall of the bullpen for the Blue Jays. Just that line shot.
25th career home run for Viciedo, and this is a no-doubter.
Mid-thigh. Got plenty of plate and put that big swing on it.
Tyler Flowers, the catcher. Viciedo had a 2-run home run, part of a 5-run 7th inning last night. Wise and Viciedo have gone deep here tonight. Tyler Flowers has just connected, and this is a long home run into the 4th deck in left. His 4th home run of the season. The White Sox go back-to-back and take the lead here in the 5th.
Well, you talk about no doubt shots. This one had exclamation marks all over it, and all you did was watch to see how high it was going to get out of here, and almost that same pitch, mid-thigh, inner third of the plate. See ya. Rather impressive.
Back-to-back home runs to start the 5th. Take a look at this home run. It hit above that Tony Fernandez sign up in left field. And there's a bunt. Olmedo puts down a good bunt. Laffey made a good play that threw out the second baseman. That's the first out of the 5th.
Never been a big fan of the barehanded play by the pitchers on this, but Laffey makes it just fine. Oftentimes you grab the palm ball and you don't make a good throw. Oftentimes you try to pick it up and drop it, but you can see there's always that reset anyway. It doesn't speed up the play.
Well, Dwayne Wise has had a good series. Solo home run in his last at bat that came with 1 out in the 3rd inning. There's a breaking ball strike. It's 1-1. Fastball catches the inside corner. Aaron Loop starts to loosen up for the Jays. Blue Jays have fallen behind 3-2 here in the top of the 5th.
With the 3 home runs allowed tonight by Aaron Laffey, now 13 allowed on the season in about 65 innings. You'd like to be about 1 every 9 to 10 innings. That would be a real good mark. So you can tell with 13 in 65 innings, nowhere near that mark for Aaron Laffey.
It's the 8th time this season the White Sox have gone back to back.
They got some pop. They can pitch a bit. Formidable ball club.
White Sox have hit 3 home runs in this game. They now have 152 for the season. Moving up the leaderboard.
How many pretty good fans even know the name Diane Viciedo, left fielder for the White Sox, and yet this home run is 19th on the season. Pretty good figures.
Yeah, that's a good point. And he has 9 assists in the outfield as well. Doing a good job defensively. Wise strikes out. Breaking ball down and away, gets him. That's the 2nd out of the top half of the 5th.
Mr. Flowers talking about, I missed a little bit of that one. Otherwise, that'd have been in the 5th tank.
Yeah, got it off the end of the bat. I don't think he's saying that. I think he says that's my best bolt. Kevin Youkilis takes a strike. Aaron Laffey has pitched from behind all night. He's only thrown 5 of 20 first pitch strikes, and that's a bad formula. You'd mentioned that early in the ball game. Youkilis gets jammed, and after taking a step back, Davis comes in a couple of steps. The inning is over. But in the top half of the 5th, the White Sox go back-to-back for the 8th time this season. Diane Viciedo homers for the 2nd consecutive game, his 19th. And Tyler Flowers, the big catcher, follows it up with a 4th deck shot. White Sox have taken a 3-2 lead.
August 19th, and the Blue Jays wrap up the series with the Texas Rangers. It's a 107 start. The first 20,000 fans will receive a Ricky Romero bobblehead. Ricky's bobblehead is the third of 3 bobbleheads in this year's collectible set. The others include Brandon Morrow and Yunel Escobar. Call the Blue Jays at 416-341-1234 for tickets. You can also log on to BlueJays.com and stop by most Rogers Plus locations. Kelly Johnson in the hole quickly, 0-2. Stays alive, spoils that breaking ball. Francisco Liriano. We mentioned he came over to Chicago in a trade. White Sox gave up a utility player and a minor league pitcher. Slow bouncing ball. Ramirez had to wait on it, but Johnson's out by a step. That's 8 in a row retired by Liriano.
One of those ground balls we talked about with Anthony Gose and his speed. If he can hit that 2-3 hopper to shortstop, he's got a chance on a lot of those to beat it up.
Jeff Mathis had an infield single his first time. He hit it into the hole deep and short, and Ramirez from the outfield just couldn't get enough on the throw to throw him out. Mathis takes one outside from Liriano. Mathis takes a strike. Liriano was acquired by the Minnesota Twins from the San Francisco Giants. An interesting trade. The Twins got Joe Nathan, Boof Bonser, and Francisco Liriano for A.J. Pierzynski in November of 2003. Pierzynski was the everyday catcher in Minnesota. He went to San Francisco for 1 year. Really didn't fit in well there. Certainly Liriano, who was just a minor leaguer way down in A-ball. Somebody did their homework on scouting him.
Well, somebody probably had a reasonably easy time. It's just a matter of getting down at that level and seeing the guys. But again, a kid who had a mid-90s fastball, a great changeup, well ahead of his pace in terms of development with those pitches.
2-2. Mathis strikes out. Flowers held on. Looked like a foul tip. That's the second out of the inning.
This is old nasty changeup right here. You started at or below the knees. Hitter commits with a couple of strikes. Once you commit early, you are toast.
Well, Liriano in that 2003 season with the Giants was in the Cal League. But overall, all season long, he pitched in 5 games. He was coming back from an injury. Pitched a total of 9 innings. So the Minnesota Twins had seen him in the previous 2 seasons somewhere and made a note to self to include Liriano in that deal.
That's some pretty fancy scouting when you can do that on that limited number of innings.
He's ahead of Echeverria, 0-2. And then he pokes it foul into the seats to stay alive. A 3-2 ball game. There've only been 6 hits in the game, but 4 of those have gone out of the ballpark. There's the changeup, and Echeverria strikes out. Francisco Liriano has set down 11 straight Blue Jays. We've played 5, and the White Sox have a 3-2 lead.
Opener on Monday night. He had a home run off Carlos Villanueva and then tied the game up in the ninth with an opposite field home run off Casey Jansen. And then last night hit a 3-run home run that broke up a 4-4 ball game. And with 3 home runs in this series, he sits at .399 for his career. .399 career home runs. He's tied with Al Kaline and Andres Galarraga for 50th all time. David Ortiz at .401. He'll be next on the list of Adam Dunn passes once he gets number 400. Great milestone for a power hitter.
Already slipped by Dale Murphy, who is at .398.
There's a ball inside. It's a ball and a strike. He passed Joe Carter, who had .397. Went around on that pitch, tried to check, but couldn't. Dunn last year in 415 at bats, hit 11 home runs. This year, he's got 34 in the same amount of at bats. There's his strike. He's caught looking twice tonight. 1 out.
Want to help out a great cause while enjoying some great food? Stop by A&W on August 23rd when $1 from every teen burger sold goes to help end MS.
Down with a pair of strikeouts. And that ball may have been off the plate. He's been called out twice. He's also walked. Alex Rios looks at one up and away. As we mentioned, there have only been 3 hits in the game. 3 solo home runs for the White Sox. 3 hits for each team in the game. Blue Jays got all 3 of their hits off of Liriano in the second inning. Cooper had a single. Sierra had a 2-run home run. And Jeff Mathis an infield single. 3-0. Steve Delabar appears to be ready in the Blue Jays bullpen. Aaron Luke was up earlier. Rios, green light. Mike McCoy on the run. It's a chest high catch. Swinging away on the 3-0 count. Rios lines out to center.
Aaron Laffey has to feel awfully fortunate. 3-0. Rios gets the green light. Laffey leaves it up. And somehow Rios unable to come up with more than this shot to center.
So there are 2 outs now for the designated hitter, A.J. Pierzynski. First pitch struck. A.J.'s trying to extend a 16-game hit streak. And he's behind 0-2. The White Sox have a 2-game lead over the Tigers, who are idle tonight. Just off the outside corner. Chicago will go from Toronto to Kansas City. Chris Sale will go on the mound tomorrow in KC against Luis Mendoza. Kansas City has given the White Sox trouble this year. They are 4-5 against the Royals. Baltimore will be in Detroit. Open up that series. Tommy Hunter will go up against Justin Verlander. Verlander is 7-0 for his career against the Orioles.
Those surprising Baltimore Orioles. What a year they have strung together.
Krasinski reaches for it. It's an easy ground ball to third. Aaron Laffey retires the White Sox in order in the 6th. Travel World MasterCard from Capital One. And tonight we'll take a look inside the numbers at Dwayne Wise, the former Blue Jay, who's had a good series against his former team. He is 4 for 11 with a pair of home runs. He's driven in 6 and scored 2 runs. Dwayne Wise, with that home run tonight, now has 27 career home runs. He's been a journeyman backup player and done a good job for some good ball clubs over the last couple of years. Rajay Davis fouls off the bunt attempt.
And you mentioned it, Dwayne Wise in just his 4th game now with the White Sox. Teammates, I guess, have figured out who he is at this point.
Well, he had a couple of years with them, 2008, 2009, and of course he is idolized in Chicago. There's a sliced ball down the right side. Wise made the catch in the Mark Purley perfect game. And he has become a cult hero. He saved the game, and no question about that. Went up on the wall and brought a ball back into the ballpark. Bobbled it momentarily as he was stumbling to the warning track, but was able to hang on for the out.
Catchers will often get a gift from the pitcher in a no-hitter. Perfect game, certainly. Wonder what Dwayne Wise got for that catch from Mark Burley.
I believe he got a Rolex watch. If memory serves, I'm fairly certain Burley was very appreciative of the effort.
Yeah, that would work.
Didn't need a new glove.
No, he did not.
Well, another great changeup from Liriano, and he has found his groove. 3 straight strikeouts for the White Sox left-hander. He now has 7 in the game.
Yeah, he will beat you up with the changeup and the little slider. Set you up with some fastballs.
When you look at Liriano's record for the season, he's gone 3-10 as a starter with a 5.38 ERA. Pretty ugly numbers. But then you peel it back a little deeper. He's received 3.38 runs per start. That's the lowest mark in the American League. 5th lowest run support in the majors. So you can say all you want about his 3-10 record, but he really hasn't pitched that poorly, albeit he hasn't been great.
I don't imagine Robin Ventura's thinking too much about the 3-10.
Euclid quickly makes a good throw to throw out Mike McCoy. Boy, knowing that McCoy can get down the line, threw that one from the side in a hurry. Looked like that shoulder's barking at him a little bit right now.
Well, here are the facts about the Blue Jays offensively, and maybe providing a little easier night for Liriano and others. 3 weeks ago, they led the major leagues in runs scored. Right now, they're 5th and close to losing that spot in the American League alone.
Kobe Rasmus takes one outside. Well, let's say 3 weeks ago, Bautista's been out for a month. You lose his bat, and Adam Lynn goes down with back problems. Brett Lawrie's been out now for 10 days. Aaron Seabia's been out for about 3 weeks. And Rasmus is retired. Another 1-2-3 inning for Liriano. He's got the Blue Jays number right now, holding on to a 3-2 lead. Steve Delamar into the game to pitch the 7th. And Little League Canada. Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, August 20th, 21st, and 22nd at Carnes Field will be the site of the Blue Jays Honda Super Camp. The instructors will include Jesse Barfield, Lloyd Mosby, Homer Bush, and Dwayne Ward. Visit BlueJays.com/Baseball Academy for more information. The Toronto Blue Jays are proud supporters of amateur baseball across Canada. Steve Delamar will come in to start the 7th inning. Delamar on Monday night had a great outing. 2 innings. He struck out 6. But the unusual aspect of that was he had a 4 strikeout inning in the 10th. He struck out Tyler Flowers, and Jeff Mathis allowed Flowers to reach on the pass ball. And Delamar would strike out 4 in the 10th. That's off the end of the bat. That's a fair ball. Tricky hop for Cooper, but he's able to make the play. Let's go back and look at that 10th inning for Delamar on Monday night.
Great splitter right there. And again, and this one gets on by. Really not a good job behind the plate, but that leads to the opportunity for the 4 strikeouts. Splitter after splitter, all 4 of them, and that is just pure filth. And again, you keep in mind that he can bring it at 95 plus, so that kind of stuff will strike out a few.
And then he had a 2 strikeout 11th inning and would be the winning pitcher when David Cooper drove home the winning run in the bottom of the 11th.
Right there was your 95-mile-an-hour heater. As a hitter, you have to look for that, at least be prepared for the fastball, and mighty hard to adjust on the other. getting some great downward action on that splitter.
Now, it's been better the last couple of times we have seen him, and he's really getting that arm out in front, finishing up that splitter. There's a fastball, and he beats Viciado.
What do you think when a guy has this kind of fastball and that kind of a splitter? Does he need anything else?
No.
I don't think he does.
Not in a short stint as he's working now later in the game.
I'd hate to face that for 7 innings on a night.
Now, I don't think you need that, especially working out of the bullpen. High fastball, and Viciado lays off. I think a 2-pitch reliever can get by. Whether it's fastball slider, fastball splitter, they're only going to face hopefully 6, maybe 7 batters in 2 innings.
I think when you can go mid-90s and above with your fastball, that it makes it to where you don't need a whole lot else to go with it. Now, when you have something else like this splitter that's exceptional, you have the chance to be an exceptional pitcher, and that's what Delavar is on his game.
Here he lets Viciado off the hook. A 1-out walk. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership. Tyler Flowers homered in his last at bat. He and Viciado went back-to-back in the 5th. Delavar misses with that fastball. Flowers is another one of those college players that came out of Chipola Junior College. Jeff Mathis, who's behind the plate, also played there, as did Jose Bautista, Russell Martin. Did a pretty good job of developing big league players.
What is the lure there?
I think it's coach and the fact that they play competitive baseball. It's been a good spot for Canadian players, for sure.
Yeah, guys that maybe weren't looked at by the major universities and still were viewed as talented prospects. Maybe get that shot there.
Yep. And it's really produced a lot of good professional ball players. Foul back.
Yeah, I wonder what a program like that thinks when they have a Jose Bautista there. Do they have that guy leave the program and say, boy, this guy could be a big star in the major leagues?
No.
Yeah.
I don't think so. They probably thought he could be a professional player. Flowers pops it up into shallow right. Second baseman Kelly Johnson calls for it. Makes the catch, and Flowers is retired. It's the second out of the inning. The reason I say no about Bautista is how many major league clubs didn't find the talent. He bounced around and played with 5 teams in 1 year.
Talking to Dwayne Murphy about him before the ball game. It was part of in conjunction with talking about Edwin Encarnacion. But about Bautista, he said, you know, he already had the abilities when he came here and when he was playing with other teams. He just hadn't experienced it yet. He hadn't put it together. He's talking about how Edwin had just put his game together this year. And of course, Jose came up and said that the tools were all there. The abilities were there. He had the swing, and he just got the opportunity and found it. And you know, you kind of wonder what a guy shows along the way or doesn't show.
Olmedo quickly behind 0-2.
You know, some organizations had to feel foolish watching the numbers that Jose has put up over the past few seasons.
In 2004, he had time with Baltimore, Tampa Bay, Kansas City, and Pittsburgh, all in the big leagues.
There's a lot of egg on a lot of faces.
Got his best opportunity in Pittsburgh in 2007. He hit 15 home runs and drove in 63. But I think it was a perfect storm when he got here to Toronto. And even then, it wasn't until Alex Rios was dealt away to the White Sox that he had a real legitimate opportunity again. This is popped into left field. Rajay Davis moving over to his left makes the grab. Delabar is out of the top half of the 7th. We'll go to the bottom of the 7th. The Blue Jays need a run. They trail 3-2. Facebook today. There are 5 ways to win this year, including a grand prize draw for Canada's largest LCD TV, the 90-inch Sharp Hot Course. Join Sharp on Canada Facebook today. Beautiful night in Toronto. Blue Jays batting at bottom of the 7th. Yunel Escobar will lead things up. Francisco Liriano looking for his first win with the White Sox. This is his 4th start for Chicago. And the hump up on that fastball and missed badly. 1-run ball game. White Sox look like they're starting to stir down in their bullpen. Got some good arms down there as well. That's 3-0. There's a strike. Leadoff walk for Escobar. The tying runs aboard. Edwin Encarnacion was in the original lineup tonight. And he tried to swing the bat in the batting cage indoors and just couldn't answer the bell. David Cooper is one of the 3 Blue Jay hits. All 3 of their hits came in the 2nd off Liriano. Cooper bunts it up the first base line. Boy, this is one thing we have seen consistently from the players that have come up from the minor leagues, an inability to sacrifice. And you see Jesse Crane heating up in a hurry.
David Cooper got a fastball up and in, and oftentimes that fastball up, in or out of the strike zone has been viewed as probably one of the toughest pitches to bunt. But you're right, it's been a string of guys unable to get the bunt down.
0-1. Cooper squares early. Takes a strike. It's 0-2. So now Flowers, once the pitcher Liriano got ahead 0-2, quickly went out to the mound to put together a game plan to try to finish this at bat.
It's devastating when the bunt is on and it's taken for a strike. Now that was a tough strike on the outside edge, but nonetheless, with that bunt on, it's time to get the bat on the ball.
0-2. Escobar with his lead at first. Cooper stays alive. Set off the end of the bat. Ryan Butterfield, not much you can do right here in this situation. Batters in the hole, 0-2, nobody out. Just hope that you can stay out of a double play.
See that A.J. Brzezinski tapping that glove on the ground. Wanted whatever pitch it is, I would assume slider down, maybe out of the strike zone. Or rather Flowers, excuse me, behind the plate.
Mariano awfully concerned about Yunel Escobar. Escobar has 3 steals. He's been caught once. But this is a tough situation. I wouldn't expect the Blue Jays to run here because Cooper's in a hole. He's liable to strike out against the left-hander. You end up with a strike him out, throw him out, and a promising inning would go down the drain. Inside.
The other side is Liriano has seen a lot of stolen bases against him with not many caught this year. I believe it's 16 and 2 stolen bases and caught against him. But it wouldn't seem like a time where Yunel would be on the run.
Bounced in the dirt. It's 2-2. Well, this is getting more interesting with each ball that Liriano throws. Torey Lovullo helping out Escobar at first, looking across the diamond at Brian Butterfield.
Liriano's a strikeout pitcher, and lefty versus lefty sets up strikeout.
Cooper flares it down the left side. It's out of play.
That was ball 3. Breaking ball left up, and at the same time you're in David Cooper's shoes. You're trying to protect.
David Cooper's done a good job late in the ball game. He has been able to come up with clutch hits. 7th inning and later. Of course, he won the game for the Blue Jays on Monday night. 11th inning single to right. Bouncing ball. Olmedo goes to second. They're able to get the lead runner, but that's all. So Cooper gets into the fielder's choice. Ramirez didn't have much of a chance for a return throw to first. Ball wouldn't hit that hard.
It doesn't take a sharply hit ground ball off the bat of David Cooper to have the shot at the double play. So I felt like the slide there by Escobar was quite key.
Robin Ventura, the manager, has Jesse Crane ready. And he's made the call. He wants the right-hander. Moises Sierra is the scheduled batter. He homered off of Liriano into second. But he'll take the ball from Liriano. Good start for the left-hander. He's in line for his first win since coming to Chicago. He'll turn things over to Jesse Crane, who will come on with 1 out to face Moises Sierra. all season from your smartphone. Download the Rogers Live app from your app store. Francisco Liriano out of the ball game, 6 1/3. He walks one and strikes out 6. He turns things over. Jesse Crain is making his 35th appearance of the season.
Crain 2-1. That ERA a very good one. He's been susceptible over his career to the running game. This year, though, he's tightened up that ship, and right-hand batters doing almost nothing against him.
Anthony Gose takes over at first for David Cooper as a pinch runner. Gose represents the tying run. Crain is very quick to first base, and Gose has a big lead. Throw was to the outside of first base. Sierra with a home run tonight, a 2-run shot that came in the second. Blue Jays got all 3 of their hits in that second inning off of Francisco Liriano. Sierra thought that ball was upstairs.
So when Anthony Gose gets called upon to pinch run late in a ball game like this, is he about the stolen base, or is he about the speed and advancing as much as possible on base hits?
I think if he gets comfortable, he's going to steal. He was a little late getting back there. Pretty good throw from Crain.
Yeah, that's a quick move. Crain this year has allowed just 3 stolen bases in 5 tries, but you take it back to last year, 13 out of 15 were successful against him.
Anthony had a big lead. He had a foot on that artificial surface. Another throw, this one off the mark. Yeah, I'm going to send him in there to run. You put him in the ball game, and he has been very good. Stealing bases. Gose is 7 for 9. He got another big lead. Not running. Sierra takes another pitch. He's behind 0-2. Now the bench is giving the home plate umpire David Rackley what for. Now both those pitches were high.
Big hanging breaking ball, and hitters oftentimes will see that as a pitch to jump on, but not a pitch to be called a strike.
0-2. Goes back easily.
Watch those quick feet of Crain, very much like Henderson Alvarez, and recently Henderson was called for a balk for that same type of footwork.
There goes Gose, and it's fouled off. Anthony had a good jump there, but with 2 strikes, Sierra has to protect.
You better be flying with that kind of a slide step to the plate. That is some kind of base runner.
Three-2 ball game. Chicago has a 1-run lead. We are in the bottom of the 7th. Goes in as a pinch runner for David Cooper. Gose is going, pitches up and away, throw is in the dirt, and Gose beats the throw. Olmedo had to wait for the short hop throw, and Anthony Gose beat the tag, his 8th steal of the season.
It was close too, and Olmedo made a fine play. He took that one hop and brought it right down to the bag. Most of the time with the bounce throw, the glove will go upward, but he was all in one motion going downward. That's beautifully done by an infielder.
Good job by Mike Winters, the second base umpire, right on top of the play to make the call. Tell you what, Crain better keep an eye on Gose. They had a pretty good feel for the jump going to third.
This may be the easier bag to steal for Anthony.
bounce is popped up down the right side. It's playable. Dunn giving chase, and it's off his glove. Adam Dunn had plenty of room. Wasn't really sure where he was at, but it ticked off his glove and bounces out of play.
Paul Konerko, the everyday first baseman, and out with that concussion syndrome right now. Adam Dunn has not done a whole lot of work at first base this year. Kind of drifted on this one. You always keep in mind that it's like the receiver going out for a ball with the ball coming over his head, and Adam Dunn with his back to home plate there, just unable to judge it correctly.
Mike Winters is talking to Mark Wegner over third, and there is an emergency going on down the third base line, and it's been going on for a while. Now Mario Patillo, the director of security here at the ballpark, has come out on the field. The EMTs have been attending to a fan, and Kevin Youkilis has been distracted by it for a while. And now they're going to bring a vehicle onto the field and take this fan away to receive further medical care. But it's been going on for a while. So with this break in the action, we'll take a break and come back right after this. Tended to a fan, and they have taken him for further attention, and we will kind of give you a recap, and hopefully that The people on staff will take good care of that fan. We are in the 7th inning. It's a 3-2 ball game. The scoring began back in the 2nd inning with a man on and 1 out. Moises Sierra connects off Francisco Liriano. A 2-run home run, his 2nd of the season, made it 2-0 Jays. And then in the top of the 3rd, Dwayne Wise has had a good series. His home run is the 2nd in as many nights. It comes off Aaron Laffey. That makes it a 2-1 ball game. And then in the 5th inning, back-to-back home runs. First, Dayan Viciedo leading off the inning, his 19th, and right behind him, the catcher Tyler Flowers, as the White Sox go back-to-back for the 8th time this season. Home run number 4 for Flowers. And that's where we stand now. It's a 3-2 White Sox lead. Anthony Gose is at 2nd. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes to Moises Sierra. Gose, with the stolen base, is in scoring position. Anthony Gose, his 8th steal of the season. He represents the tying run, bottom of the 7th inning. Sierra strikes out. Got a piece of it, but Flowers held on for the strikeout.
Can't really blame Moises Sierra offering on the high breaking ball. He had a couple of those called strikes on him in this at bat, and so the young hitter tries to do the best he can.
So now Danny Cooper, the pitching coach, is talking to Tyler Flowers on his way to Jesse Crane. Kelly Johnson is the batter. He's a left-handed hitter. They have Jeff Mathis on deck. The Blue Jays saw Kelly Johnson hit a 3-run home run in the 6th last night. That tied the game at 4-all. So the White Sox want to make sure they have the game plan together for Kelly Johnson. Certainly has the power. Jesse Crane with some final thoughts to his catcher Tyler Flowers. Kelly Johnson has just 1 at bat against Jesse Crane. He's 0 for 1. First base is open. Anthony Gose at 2nd. 2 down.
The fact that it's 2 outs should make that possible stolen base effort by Anthony Gose a little less of the process here. You got to make sure if you go, you're in.
Two and out. The Blue Jays scored a run on the steal of 3rd and an error by the catcher in last night's game. Euclid didn't cover 3rd. The ball hit Vizquel, who came around to score on the error to Pusinski. 3-0. Looks like Crane's just going to pitch around Kelly Johnson. Jeff Mathis is on deck. Here's the 3-0. Strike on the corner.
I would imagine Kelly had the green light there, but that pitch right on the outside corner, not good to offer on.
Off the end of the bat into center field. Long run for Wise. He gets there and the inning is over. Jesse Crane comes out of the bullpen and retires the 2 batters he's faced. He strikes out Sierra and gets Johnson to fly out to center. We'll go to the 8th. Blue Jays down by a run. responsibly.
Back in the second inning, it was Moises Sierra with the 2-run home run that we just saw, recapping things. Thinking about it, he had his first pitch from the left-hander Liriano, and he decided to jump all over fastball there and was able to hammer that second major league home run. Pretty good thinking there by the youngster.
Liriano would be able to overcome that 2-run home run by Moises Sierra. The Blue Jays have just 3 hits. They all came in that second inning. Yan Gomes comes on to take over at first base. He replaces the pinch runner Anthony Gose. New pitcher for the Blue Jays will be the left-hander Darren Oliver. So Oliver will deal with Wise, Youkilis, and Dunn in the 8th. First pitch, breaking ball. Oliver hasn't pitched since Sunday. And he quickly jumps ahead of Dwayne Wise. Line, foul ball. Brian Knight had a good look at it. Gomes dove for it, never made contact with it, and the ball hit in foul ground.
Yan Gomes gets some action right away, and great effort. If he makes contact there in fair territory and the ball lands foul, it's a fair ball.
Dwayne Wise has homered tonight. He's 1 for 3. Pops this one up. Should be playable. Echeverria in foul ground. Has room. Took his eye off of it. Wasn't really sure how much room he had. And then uses his athleticism to make the catch.
Ozzie Smith used to start seasons for the St. Louis Cardinals with that kind of flip, and this is athletic ability. Just go right into the cartwheel. And we've never seen that play before.
He takes one look to see if he's got enough room and then loses the ball for a moment, but is able to recover. Bottom line is he makes the catch. Kevin Youkilis 0 for 3, reached on an error in the first.
Say Echeverria is not quite ready for the Olympics.
That's a fair ball down the left field line. Rajay Davis over quickly. Got to hustle it back in, and he does, to keep Youkilis to a long single. Good job by Davis.
That was a nice play, and it was all about getting to the ball quickly. At that point, Rajay made a good throw.
So Youkilis is aboard, his first hit of the night. Only the 4th hit for the White Sox. The other 3 hits were all solo home runs. Dunn goes after the first pitch and pops it foul. Oliver and Dunn, they've had their fair share of matchups. Darren Oliver's had the upper hand. Dunn is just 2 for 13 against the Blue Jays left-hander. Ball on a strike. Dunn again. Strokes it down the left side again, reaching the seats out of play. The Blue Jays won the opener of this series 3-2 on Monday night. On the 11th inning, base hit by David Cooper. And then the White Sox won 3-2 on Tuesday. Jose Quintana, the young left-hander, with a fine performance, improved his record to 5-2. It was 4-4 into the 7th. And then Chicago scored 5 runs. That's off the glove, and that's going to move Euclid to second. It's a wild pitch charge to Darren Oliver. Mathis looked like he got in between as to how he should try to catch this ball.
Hand goes the wrong way. Pitch is going to be down there, and there goes the backhand to the forehand side. And you're going to come up empty time and time again, and that's something Don Wakamatsu, the catching coach for the Blue Jays, has tried to work on with Jeff Mathis, trying to get that hand kind of neutralized and not turn to the backhand side too early. Don Wakamatsu, you want to learn about catching, talk with him for a while.
2-2, 1 out. Euclid at second base. Breaking ball inside. Full count.
I always found that pitch down and to the forehand side was by far the toughest pitch as a catcher to handle. The backhand side is always easy.
Three and 2. Then got a breaking ball that stayed inside and just missed it.
Sure didn't look like Adam was fooled by the breaking ball there on the 3-2.
Now Mathis going to the mound to talk things over with Darren Oliver. What do you want to do here? He was on that pitch pretty well. And like most big power hitters, they'll hit that breaking ball strike that's in the zone with 2 strikes. You got to throw that strike to ball breaking ball if you're going to throw it.
Well, you know, with 34 home runs and approaching 400 now on his career, Adam Dunn is not just a one-pitch hitter. He can handle everything.
Dunn takes one outside. Dunn walks for a second time, and that's a typical Adam Dunn day. 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. But right now, with the walk, you know where he's at. He hadn't hit it out of the yard. So Alex Rios, to a chorus of boos, is announced as the hitter. Dunn at first, Euclid at second. Inside. Rios doesn't have a hit against Oliver. He's 0 for 6. Big uppercut swing, and he missed that. Ball and a strike. Long drive left field. Alex Rios, a 3-run home run. The White Sox have hit 4 home runs tonight. It's accounted for all of their runs.
A 1-1 count. Alex Rios able to pick out a pitch and found a comfy location. And just crushed it. He's having a very good year for the White Sox. Take a look at that pitch. Mathis sets in. The ball got in there, but Rios is quick on that inside corner. And the pitch right in that area mid-thigh where hitters tend to like it.
The White Sox are 3rd in the American League with 153 home runs. Blue Jays have 159. The Yankees have 180. So the power is coming around. Blue Jays have owned this series over the last several seasons. Chicago's have had their problems in this ballpark, but that's not been the case this trip. Pierzynski fouls it off. 1-2. at 2-2. Chicago had 3 home runs in the game last night. A pair of 2-run homers and a 3-run shot off the bat of Adam Dunn. Tonight they've hit 4 home runs, 3 solo homers and a 3-run homer. Pierzynski hits it to short. Echeverria throws him out. A.J. Pierzynski's 0 for 4. Might see that hit streak come to an end.
Echeverria playing at third base, but sliding over towards shortstop to make this play. And you get a glimpse, moving nicely to his left, able to utilize that slide and pop up to make the throw.
Oh, again, another good defensive play by Echeverria. And Oliver will be taken out of this ball game. He works 2/3 of an inning, gives up 3 runs. Brandon Lyon will come on to face Alexei Ramirez when we come back. Appearance. This will be his 10th appearance for the Blue Jays. He has 20 strikeouts in 10 innings since joining the ball club. Shortstop Alexei Ramirez, the batter. And misses with the first pitch.
And he's allowed just 5 hits in those 10 innings, 1 walk. Now, I'd say he has been on his game.
Misses with that pitch. It's 2-0.
Faced 36 batters and struck out 20.
Ramirez, a good cut, but all he could do is foul it back to the screen. Lyons made some subtle adjustments since he's joined the ball club. He changed the grip on his 2-seam fastball, basically throwing it without making contact with any seams, kind of like a dry spitter. And then he's changed the angle on his curveball. So he's popped up and it's going to reach the seats.
Yeah, you mentioned that, the dry spitter. Years ago, when the spitter was in vogue among a lot of pitchers, they would try to wet the fingers, the throwing fingers, and then lay them without grabbing a seam right on the height of the baseball, and try to optimize the slick grip at that point and just kind of lose that ability to turn the ball backward, to spin it backwards.
2-2. There's a breaking ball. This ball is hit high and deep, and it's hit far enough. Is it fair? It is. Alexei Ramirez, the 5th White Sox home run of the night for Ramirez, his 6th of the season. That breaking ball just stayed on the inside part of the plate. Lyon trying to get it down and away. Left it on the inner half.
Very slender built Alexi Ramirez, but he has plenty of pop in that bat. You got to be quick in there. And that is a good, quick, strong swing by, again, a slender shortstop.
Here's a first pitch strike. The White Sox, with 5 home runs tonight, have tied their season high. They also hit 5 at home against the Twins back in May 24th, with 5 home runs. So they have a 5-homer game for a second time this season. And it all started with Dwayne Wise hitting a solo shot in the 3rd. 7-2 Chicago. Two and two. This is the 10th game between these two ball clubs this season. Chicago has won 5 of the first 9. Full count. Blue Jays haven't lost a home series against the White Sox since August of 2006. Strike 3 call. Viciado didn't believe it. Kevin Rackley calls him out, and the inning has come to an end. But 2 home runs in the 8th has stretched the lead to 7-2. Now it's time for a Blue Jays Central update. Here's Jamie Campbell from the Blackberry Broadcast Studio. It's not going to get any easier. Here was a look at the next 5 series. The Rangers are in town starting tomorrow night, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. You see the Rangers winning today have improved to 68-49. Then the Blue Jays, after an off day on Monday, will move into Detroit Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. They too have 60 wins. At Baltimore, another 60-win ball club, and it just gets tougher and tougher as the Blue Jays close out the month of August.
All first-place teams or teams contending to get into postseason play.
Brett Myers, newly acquired 8th-inning guy for Chicago, and he has been a real bonus in that bullpen. Looks to Jeff Mathis. Little chopper. Euclid coming from 3rd, tries to bounce it across the infield, and Mathis has his 2nd infield hit of the night.
Take advantage when you can. And Jeff Mathis, quite athletic for a catcher, runs fairly well. I don't think Kevin Youkilis had this release exactly the way he wanted. Did everything he could charging and make sure to glove it. And trying to bounce it, he just holds on a little too long. I imagine Adam Dunn might have had a little bit of a smile there.
Yeah, they'll break that play down on the bus to the airport.
Guys tomorrow will all be coming out to the field playing catch with each other, bouncing at 5 feet in front of themselves.
Kevin, how'd you hold that throw to first? Omar Vizquel comes off the bench to pinch hit for Echeverria. Vizquel had 2 hits in the game last night as the starter at third. On the ground. Olmedo quickly to Ramirez. What a nifty double play. Olmedo barely had that ball hit his glove before it was on its way to the bag at second for Ramirez.
You want to see a double play get started quickly? I'm not sure you'll see one any quicker than that. That is instantaneous at full speed. And like you say, Buck, ball hardly gets in the glove and it's already headed towards second base. That's beautiful.
So that infield single is erased just like that. 2 outs. Back to the top of the order. Rajay Davis has gone 0 for 3. Kenny Williams has done a good job of fortifying this roster. First he picked up Kevin Youkilis. Then he brought in Brett Myers. And finally he added Francisco Liriano. I mean, that's some pretty good fine tuning by your GM.
It was the Kevin Youkilis deal that either kind of kick-started things back a month and a half, 2 months ago, or sequentially timed out well.
Rajay Davis shoots one off the wall down the left field line. He'll coast into second with his 20th double of the season. It comes with 2 outs.
Yeah, a good couple of months ago, though, on Kevin Youkilis, and he just came on to the White Sox and started coming up with game-winning hits, big RBIs. And I don't know if it was what kick-started their ball club, but they started to play good winning baseball, and they have continued to do so.
Well, they had a void at third, and Youkilis was available. They pulled the trigger on that one. Mike McCoy jumps back from an inside fastball. Ball is popped into right field. Rios is there. The inning is over. Brett Myers gives up a couple of hits, but no damage. Blue Jays leave a runner. But go to the ninth. Chicago has a 7-2 lead. Hayhurst on Baseball Central at noon. Weekdays on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and right here on Rogers Sportsnet. Top of the ninth inning, Tyler Flowers will step in, and he has the decisive swing of the bat tonight. He goes back-to-back in the fifth inning. That made it a 3-2 White Sox lead for Flowers, his fourth home run of the season. A no-doubt shot to the fourth deck in left. White Sox have hit 5 home runs tonight. Casey Janssen in the ballgame. He last worked on Monday night. He suffered a blown save and saw his consecutive save streak snapped at 15. Adam Dunn hit a leadoff home run to tie it up in the ninth. Blue Jays had a 2-1 lead. Dunn went opposite field off Casey Janssen. His second of 2 homers on Monday. Casey Janssen makes quick work of Tyler Flowers. Now for a preview of what's coming up next on Connected. Here's Ivanka Osmak and Ryan Leslie. Trey O'Malley, starting at second base, has gone 0 for 3 tonight. But he started a pretty double play in the bottom of the 8th inning. Casey Janssen has it tip off his glove. He stays with it and has time to throw out O'Malley. 2 down. Casey Janssen's a very good athlete. Got off the mound in good shape, and it just tipped off his glove, but he never gave up.
Guy who wasn't just a pitcher in college and a little chance to play at UCLA off of the mound. He shows it. He gets around nicely.
2 outs. That's a fair ball. Hit on the chalk line just past the bag. At first, Gomes steps on the bag. The inning is over. Casey Janssen gets some work in, just 6 pitches. The Blue Jays will head to the bottom of the ninth. Will be at Rogers Center on Friday night. It'll start a 3-game series. Darvish will go to the mound, opposed by left-hander Jay Happ. It'll all start tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. That's the pregame show with Jamie Campbell. Jay Happ, trying to improve on his 1-1 record, will go up against the Rangers for a second time in his career. Texas this afternoon beat the Yankees 10-6 in New York. And the Rangers are holding on to a comfortable lead in the AL West. Philip Humber out of the bullpen. Humber came into the ball game last night in the 9th inning. and gave up a solo home run to Jeff Mathis and then retired the next 3 in order. Humber will face Colby Rasmus to start things off. Rasmus, Escobar, and Jan Gomes, the scheduled hitters. Humber throws a first pitch strike to Rasmus. Colby has gone 0 for 3. Blue Jays have been held to 2 runs on 5 hits. That Texas series, Darvish against Happ on Friday night. Canadian Ryan Dempster will go up against Carlos Villanueva on Saturday afternoon, and the lefty Matt Harrison will close it out against Henderson Alvarez on Sunday. Here's the 0-2. Bounced in the dirt. Brian Dempster 1-1 since joining the Texas Rangers, but he's been roughed up in the American League. He's got an 8.31 ERA.
That seemed to be a pretty nice acquisition at the time, and it may work out that way when it's all said and done.
Another curveball, and Rasmus strikes out. Humber records the first out of the bottom of the ninth.
Colby having a tough time finding his timing. He's also seeing some tough breaking balls. That was a pretty good yacker over the top.
Escobar walked his last time up. Philip Humber was the author of a perfect game back in April, first of 3 perfect games we've seen this season. Humber, Matt Cain of the Giants, and of course Felix Hernandez of the Mariners. And Humber has since lost his spot in the rotation and now works as the long man out of the White Sox bullpen. The fly ball to right should be an easy play for Rios. 2 down. The AL wildcard race is the focus of our MLB coverage when the Rays are in Anaheim right after our game tonight. It's Tampa and the LA Angels on Sportsnet West and Pacific, following the Blue Jays telecast at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Tampa Bay's had a rough run out on the West Coast. Tonight it'll be David Price, the left-hander, up against Dan Herron for the Angels. Price just 15-4 for the season. He's a stopper. Jan Gomes bats for the first time. Gomes came into the ball game as a defensive replacement in the 8th.
If Tampa Bay finds a way into the postseason, that starting staff of theirs can make them awfully tough to beat.
How big an if is that?
Yeah, you know, they're viable. It's not like they've got anything locked up at this point. There's no question about that. Baltimore just continues to baffle. Tampa Bay right behind the Orioles, just a game back. The Tigers, Oakland, the Angels. Number of clubs with a chance, but I think with that pitching staff that Tampa Bay has, they have a good shot.
Gomes strikes out and the game is over. The White Sox win 7-2 to take the series 3-1.
Blue Jays could only muster hits in 2 of the 9 innings tonight. They had the 1 home run from Moises Sierra. It wasn't enough as the pitching gave up 5 home runs to the White Sox. Alex Rios among those guys, as was Ramirez. And just too much from Chicago, 3 out of 4 in the series.
Tyler Flowers had the decisive home run in the 5th inning.
We'll be here tomorrow night for the Rangers opener. Stay tuned for Connected. Here's Ivanka Osmak and Ryan Leslie.